I'm Jasmine Harman, and my mum's been a compulsive hoarder all my life.
This room is shameful.
When I was growing up, I felt that she loved her stuff more than she loved me.
Do you want some more bags?
Last year, I tried to help clear the hoard from Mum's house.
Jasmine, I'm telling you, you're not keeping all of these action figure dolls.
I'm trying to control myself.
Thank you.
And I'm telling you, I'm keeping those. If that isn't with your agreement, then we have to fall out.
Okay.
I discovered little is known about why people hoard.
I'm just looking for answers, and there aren't any out there.
Yet there are people up and down the country living in appalling conditions amongst piles of clutter that they can't bear to part with.
I have got a rat.
Can this go?
No. I don't want to sort rubbish into that size bag. I want to sort it into a red bag.
Remind me again, why do I have to get rid of all my towels?
Whilst helping my own mum get to grips with her situation, I've heard from some of Britain's biggest hoarders. Now I want to help them as well.
I have to pick my way very carefully.
What's in there?
That's our living room.
After years of living with hoarding, you just want something normal. You just want to be the same as everybody else, because you're not.
I want to find out if there are ways to help hoarders overcome this debilitating condition.
April last year, it must be.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. I've been frightened of death for the first time in my life.
Experts believe hoarding should be recognised as a distinct psychological disorder, but it's not. Families like mine are living with shame and secrecy, and we're not alone. Behind closed doors, up to 3 million people are suffering, and there are few places they can turn for help. In St Albans, Marion and Alan have lived with Alan's hoarding for over 30 years.
Absolutely fabulous. Pretty woman. I don't want to remove too many because if this lot slides, the whole lot will go down.
At the moment, there's not one room that we can use properly. Alan's possessions are in the kitchen. They completely fill the dining room. I haven't been in the living room for maybe 2 years, since he blocked the doorway up.
In their 3-bedroom semi, there's only one place that Marion can actually sit down. Alan's hoard has reached epic proportions. It's taken over the entire backyard and the front garden too.
Emotionally, I do value these things. I feel comfortable with them. They're not in the way.
Alan's hoarding has taken its toll on the couple's 41-year marriage and on family life. They have 3 adult children who all grew up in the house.
I felt he took a lot from the children, really. He did, because he took care of the stuff, and he didn't necessarily take care of us. I had to do that. I don't want to be here like this.
Although I've lived with it for a long time with my mum, I've never been to another hoarded house before, so I don't really know what to expect. Hello.
Hello.
Come on.
Hello, Jasmine. Really nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you for having me round.
It's not very easy to get in.
Don't worry. What's in there?
That's our living room. It's not in the moment.
Whose are all these old VHSs?
They're all Alan's.
Have you ever watched them?
Well, the trouble is we can't get into the room where the video might be.
So these are the 2 bedrooms next door and
next
here.
door, and then there's a small one here which you can't even see. The door is there. You can't even see the door.
So you both sleep
In that much bed?
there?
I'm afraid so. It's not much, is it? It's probably half.
Is that the bathroom?
That's the bathroom.
What about getting showered and things like that?
Not at the moment.
You can't
I
get
go
to
to
the
my
shower.
dad or a friend.
So when's the last time you were able to use the shower?
A year ago.
Really?
On my own shower, yeah.
Where does he get stuff from?
Just walking around and finding things. Skips are good. Charity shops. Anything anybody's thrown out would come back here.
Has he been like this ever since you've known him?
It wasn't really showing itself until he got 2 redundancies,
Right.
one following on another. I think that's a trigger. It's like his possessions took the place of his family and his friends. And it makes you anxious.
Which part of it make you anxious? If someone comes to the door?
Yes.
Or...
The embarrassment of it, I suppose.
I've been
You
there.
understand? I know you do,
understand.
you do. I knew that you would. And that's amazing, because for years you think you're the only one that it's happening to. You think nobody else lives like this, nobody else has to live like this.
You'd be amazed how many people do.
Despite their piles of possessions, many hoarders remain in denial.
Hello, Jasmine.
Nice to meet you. Alan, do you think that you have a problem with hoarding possessions?
Hoarding it? Well, I know it looks higgledy-piggledy at the moment, but tidied up and put in its place. See, nothing is in its right place. It's just laying about.
So you think it's just because there's not adequate storage?
Exactly, yeah.
So with the books, do you have any idea how many you've got?
Oh, I could fill a bookshop. I look at these books as friends. Everyone's a friend.
Alan is emotionally where my mum was about 3 years ago. Still very much in denial. So it would be amazing if Alan could start along that same road to acknowledging what's going on.
Bloody hell. So I've also got an electrical problem here as well.
64-year-old Richard lives in this 4-storey townhouse in North London. Over the last 40 years, he's filled every inch with clutter. But unlike Alan, Richard seems keen to get rid of some of his hoard.
That is an almost in-date mushroom risotto, which I should have cooked by now. There is an incredible amount of rubbish. It's a total mess. It's filthy dirty. All this clutter means that I can't carry on life in a normal way.
3 of Richard's 12 rooms are completely inaccessible, and he can only just squeeze into his living room, bedroom, kitchen and bathroom.
Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Moving around the house has become a hazard, as the floors are completely covered in layers of packaged food, plastic bags and general rubbish. And the house isn't helping Richard's already poor health. He's just spent 9 days in hospital with a respiratory infection.
It has overwhelmed me as my health has deteriorated over the last few years. I'm sort of getting near to the bottom right now. I have actually gone into my doctor and said, I've been frightened of death for the first time in my life. I have got a rat bugger. It's come to a situation now that outsiders won't come and help, and family connections are very, very limited. It's one of these things where the family didn't work very well.
It's quite a secretive world that I'm stepping into. Richard hasn't let anybody in the house for a long time, so I'm guessing it's going to be quite bad.
Hello, Jasmine. Follow me and fight your way back through this chaos and clutter.
Having all this plastic and paper on the stairs, I'm surprised you haven't tripped or slipped down, to be honest.
I have to pick my way very carefully. Yeah. So we've finally got to my bedroom, which is in utter chaos. There's no proper heating in it.
But it must be freezing with a broken window.
It's very uncomfortable because you get so cold. It's not good enough for my health. Picking my way through this last mountain of clutter gets me to our chaotic kitchen.
Richard's asked me to find someone to help him clear his floors. But having met him, I think he'll need more than physical help.
How do you think it's got to this stage?
Just being unable to cope, and with the back and leg injuries that are historic, I can't bend down and pick up off the floor for too long a period.
But how do the things get on the floor in the first place?
They fall.
Right.
Gravity.
And when I say how has it got to this stage, I suppose I mean not things falling off, but how has it got to the stage that everything has to be balancing on top of things so that they do fall off?
Partly because of the problems of the design of the house. It was designed 30-odd years ago. A modern house has far more places to put things.
This is an awful, awful way for anybody to live. I know Richard's got health problems and back problems, but he's also a little bit in denial. And I think there's probably a lot more to it than Richard is letting on at the moment, and he may not even realise what's really going on under the surface. Hopefully, having someone here with him will make a real difference.
It's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it's cutie, pretty. Home sweet home.
Last year, we managed to clear a few rooms in my mum's house, which was a huge step forward, but a real struggle, and most of the house remained unusable. Since then, Mum's continued to have therapy for her hoarding, and now seems to be in a much better place emotionally.
If I can see that there is a problem, therefore I want to deal with it, and I feel like I can deal with it, but I just can't deal with it on my own.
My mum's one of very, very few hoarders who have a high level of awareness about what they're doing and about the problem and how it affects their life. And she also really wants to change. And this stuff can go.
We've decided to take a radical step and tackle Mum's entire hoard.
Know where to start. Like, do I actually take all the food stuff with me, or
Just put all the pictures together, love. Everyone's everywhere, and I'm kind of a bit panicky, but haven't started crying yet.
The plan is to remove everything from the house to a big warehouse. Then Mum can come and actually see what she's got and get rid of things.
Everything out, we have a fresh canvas. That would make me happy.
For the first time in 25 years, Mum's house is completely clear.
I'm quite upset, actually. I just feel bereft. I do. It's quite difficult, and I know I'm putting on a brave face, but actually it's hurting to have let go of everything to the warehouse.
That's a great one, thank you. The pile in the middle's getting smaller, isn't it? Yeah.
We've taken all of Mum's hoard to a local warehouse. Mum's asked for everything to be spread out and sorted into categories to make it easier for her to decide what to discard. But I'm concerned that seeing the contents of the whole house displayed like this might overwhelm her.
Hi, Mum. Hello. Are you all right?
Wow.
What do you think?
It's all rather lumped up, isn't it? It's not like even. This is the only thing that's spread out.
I know, but I mean, I don't know how we could
Right,
spread
well,
it all
I could
out.
choose the shoes now and then get rid of the rest.
Yeah, go on then.
Just having a hard time. Sorry. Here's all your stuff. It's in the warehouse. You choose what you're going to take. Don't take too much. And let go. All right, so I'm having trouble now. I knew it would be difficult. I just didn't know when the difficulty would arise, and it's arisen now. Right.
It's still very, very difficult for her because it's a very emotional process. And so that's why we have to go at her pace. We have to do it in a way that she's comfortable with. For the last 9 months, Mum's been opening up about her childhood in Cyprus with psychologist Felix Economakis.
So, Vasula, would it be okay today to do a little bit of work on the loss of your father? The loss of any parent is obviously a significant thing. It's a big deal. And because there is a theme of loss implicated with hoarding, then this is really an area that we need to look at.
When Mum was 4 years old, her father, my grandfather, was murdered during a period of political unrest in Cyprus. My mum and the rest of her family were forced to emigrate, leaving their whole lives behind.
Even though it's a long time ago, it's still possible that there are unprocessed feelings about it. So when you think of the loss of your father, what comes up for you?
It's a lack of security, lack of comfort,
Right.
deprivation of love. It's a lack of anything, everything.
You know, we carry a father and mother and everybody else inside of us. It's the part we carry inside. We internalise them.
Felix asks Mum to imagine her father is in one hand, able to have a conversation with herself in the other.
What would father say to that part? That would be a nice thing to sort of to say and to know. If, for example, I was talking to my daughter, I would say, I'm incredibly proud of you. You're a lovely woman.
I think I'll keep it in my head.
Okay. How does that part feel to hear that and take that on board now?
Feels nice.
It feels nice. Yeah. That's right. A little bit of releasing first is natural.
The reason she likes to surround herself with a lot of possessions is because she's trying to fill a void. I just hope that she's ready to move on from the feeling of comfort and security that she gets from having all the belongings around her. I don't want this process of clearing out a house to end up being another loss.
Oh, you crunched all that wood now.
What wood?
Oh,
Do it to annoy you.
no. Smashed all that down.
In St Albans, Alan's hoard no longer fits into his house, and his back and front gardens are piled high with clutter. The garden's such an eyesore that 4 months ago the local council took legal action, requiring Marion and Alan to clear the garden or risk prosecution. They now have 2 weeks until their deadline.
I'm feeling anxious because when you don't know what's going to happen, it's, you know, you worry. And if Alan doesn't cooperate, where do we go? He's got to change something because it's got to be done.
Today, I've asked Alan to try and make a start clearing his garden. I want to see whether everything means something to him or whether he can let some things go.
I know that from working with my mum and working through her possessions, initially it's very, very difficult and you have to take it slowly. I think that the key to working with Alan is going to be letting him make the decisions. Should we have a look through them?
Keep them.
Want to keep them all?
Yeah, all the magazines.
Can we throw the wet books? But you need to look at the books first. Right, OK. You want these?
Yeah.
For moving a fridge?
Move anything.
Oh, anything? Logically, when are we going to be moving anything?
Oh, for God's sake.
No, don't go, don't go. I'll find somewhere for them inside if you really want to have them.
Put them under the bed, then.
Can that go?
No.
Right. You already have lots of paper. No. Paper's here, there's papers there.
That still pile of stuff you've said can go?
Yeah, I can see that most of that we don't really want anymore.
That's good.
No, if I'd have had more time, I might have decided differently.
After a full day's work, Alan's only managed to clear a tiny area of the garden. Having seen how difficult it is for Alan to part with any of his hoard, I'm worried that at this rate, they won't get it cleared on time.
Hi, Alan. My big worry, Alan, is that I don't know how you're going to be able to prioritise pleasing the council and keeping the stuff that you want to keep.
See, I've never looked on it as a problem. It's other people's problem. I was always taught you don't interfere with other people, so...
But there's the risk of getting prosecuted or, you know, the risk of a fine. I mean, are you worried at all about the
Well,
council?
it's no good worrying. It's no good worrying about it.
Alan may not be worried, but I know that Marion is.
How easy do you find it to talk to Alan about this problem?
Not very easy at all. The trouble is that I've spent a lot of time not doing anything, not trying to change it, because I know it's going to make Alan angry.
What is it then that pushes his buttons or gets him angry?
Anybody taking, moving, or even sort of threatening to move things.
How are you feeling about the council situation?
I try not to let myself think about it because I don't know how to cope with it. If I allow myself really to think how enormous it is, I'll fall apart. Yeah. And I'm no good to anybody falling apart.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
I just don't know how it's possible to get through to him that what he's doing is hurting himself and hurting Marion.
At Richard's, there's also a huge hoard to tackle.
As so often, chaos comes before order.
He's told me he wants his cluttered floors cleared, But like Alan, I think he's going to find it very hard to part with any of his possessions. So I'm treading carefully.
With all the things like the plastic bottles and the food packaging and stuff like that, is that rubbish or is that something that you need
Vast
to...
majority of this stuff that's now down on the floor is rubbish.
OK.
I've yet to work out what's really going on for Richard, but making his house safer to move around seems like a good place to start. I've asked Heather Matuozzo, a professional declutterer with extensive experience working with hoarders, to help me.
Hi.
Hi.
You must be Heather.
I am, yes.
Greetings. Nice to see you. There's an awful lot that I need to get out of here.
It's impossible to know how Richard will react when the actual clearing starts, and I think that's what today's all about, to be able to gauge a little bit on what he says compared to what he's actually ready to do. I know you're quite used to working in this kind of environment. Is this daunting for you, or...?
No, not really. It's a big house and there's a lot of stuff. But I think the main thing is to find out what he really wants to keep. And it's really important that they feel as though they're in charge, because it's their stuff and it's their house and it's their decisions.
There's so much food everywhere. What is this? April last year it must be. It's awful. This is just what makes it smell so bad in here. These... It's really dangerous because there's a lot of out-of-date food and paper, and there's plastic bags all up and down the stairs. It's a wonder that he hasn't fallen down these stairs and broken his neck.
Heather and I start to make progress, but we soon hit a problem.
What's happened is that I've found one or two things which they've thrown out, but when you actually check it out, you find there are one or two important things.
Right, I've brought a few things up that you wanted to keep, but I'd just like to ask you why you wanted to keep the stuff, if you can. Let me just sort of, for example, the stuff that's a bit mouldy, like this. Which...
Oh, I just say it saves the jars.
Right. OK. And this is just in date, but still really... And there's another tin that really is... I think they're dangerous, Richard. I know you like kidney beans.
I mean, this tin of kidney beans looks grotty, but in actual fact, the bottom of the can is perfectly all right.
They look dangerous. That's my point. That's why I threw them away.
Yes, but I think that's got to be my decision as to whether I'm going to throw away money that I've spent on food. Obviously, if it's deteriorated inside, then out it goes.
But you can't see botulism or smell it or detect it, and that's what you get from rusty tins.
I once, at my late mother's house, opened a can of steak that was 20 years old, and it was perfect.
I threw them away because I just thought they...
Sorry. I feel this particular point of the discussion is absolutely irrelevant, and I don't want to be discussing tins of beans.
Heather's agreed to help me with Richard for the next 10 days, but he's made it clear things have to be done on his terms.
I think that my greatest concern is I've got to be able to say yay or nay to what goes out of the door. It's having a pair of hands who can help me, not a pair of hands that wants to do what it wants to do.
He's really at odds with himself. On one side, he's desperate to not live like this. And on the other side, he can't help himself. He cannot just say, fine, get rid of it all. He has to check everything. And that's not his fault. That is part of this illness.
Marion and Alan have just 1 week left to clear the hoard in their garden, and they're at a standstill. They're unable to even discuss the situation, but today I want them to try. Because they have no room in their own home, we're meeting at their daughter Lucy's house.
What I'm hoping is that they will all have an opportunity to share how they're feeling in a way that's constructive, that's not judgmental, and maybe in seeing how much Marion is hurting, it might have some impact on how quickly Alan can progress with the garden.
I think my dad finds it really hard to see how difficult he's made it for the rest of the family. I've got 2 young boys, one's nearly 8 and one's 5, but I can't take them over to Mum and Dad's house because there's just no space for them. That makes me feel quite sad, really. We've never, as a family, been able to sit down and talk objectively about the problem. Any attempts have been just met with anger and, or silence.
We know that it's, this isn't about criticism or blame or
I've asked psychologist Dr. Caroline Wells, who's trained in treating hoarders and family therapy, to facilitate the meeting.
in mind also to perhaps, leave any, defensiveness at the door as well.
They want to clear. I want to retain it because I've got a use for it.
Maybe, Marion, if you could tell us a little bit about your experience.
We can't live the way we've been living. And the things I want are not unreasonable things. I would really like my grandsons to come over and be able to play in the garden, because if you leave it too long, there'll be teenagers who won't be interested. They don't know what a great granddad you'd be. If you could let yourself. And I'm sure Lucy would like the boys to know you better as well.
I just worry that my mum's going to trip over down the really narrow path that she has to step over. And she's going to fall and she's going to break her leg. I worry about them in this house and in this garden that is dangerous. And it's not going to get any better unless we, it's just going to get worse.
After years of living with hoarding, you just want something normal, something ordinary. You just want to be the same as everybody else, because you're not.
What's it like listening to Marion saying she just wants a bit of normality?
I know.
How does that make you feel?
Selfish, I suppose.
Would you say having the grandchildren over would be an advantage?
Well, it'd be nice to have them come over and play, but...
Listening to how much it would mean to Marion to have them come over.
Yes, I know she would enjoy them coming over. Well, we'll work towards that goal.
When it comes to things and family, it's difficult to draw a line somewhere, but I can't say that I feel more about objects than I do about the children or my wife.
Right now, his intention is that he will be able to clear some stuff, he'll be able to avoid prosecution. Whether that can actually materialise or not, we don't know. The proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
At Richard's house, we've now taken nearly 30 bags of rotting food, plastic bags, packaging and paper off his floors. But Richard has to painstakingly inspect every bag before letting us throw anything away.
I'm deciding what is definitely rubbish Good God, that's a pencil. Ooh.
Richard is still very much at the stage of needing to check everything. This is his first time tackling the problem, and I do think that that's to be expected, really, and that's quite normal.
Oh. Can you pass me back that tray so I can get rid of these papers here off the floor? Oh, bloody hell. I don't want to sort rubbish into that size bag. I want to sort it into a red bag.
I forgot, yeah. He's finding it very hard to let go of things. But I think Richard and I know each other well enough now that I can set him a challenge, which is to ask him if he can let go of some newspapers and not have to check them. Because once he knows what it feels like and it doesn't hurt or it's not frightening, then he'll be able to do that and work a lot quicker.
OK. We've got a little box of newspapers for us to look through.
Just as an experiment, I would really like to see if you can take all those papers and put them in the bag without looking through them. How would that make you feel? Describe your sort of emotions.
Just a little bit concerned. I just want to flick through it. Mm-hmm. It is time-consuming, but the thing is, it works for me.
I'm worried about time and given your health as well. I feel that this house could, without sounding overly dramatic, be the death of you.
I definitely want to check them because I want to see what's going out of the door.
Just suspend that thought for a minute.
No, I'm not going to suspend that.
It's more important to you to check everything.
Yeah, at the moment it is.
Then it's more important to check everything than risk losing a little thing. Your health is not as important.
Even if it shortens my life, for my peace of mind, I would rather go through it.
Right now, he is backed into a corner. His health is suffering. He can't function properly at all, and he doesn't know what to do. But he doesn't really want to clear out at the moment. And he needs to have other people to help him.
I've asked Professor Paul Salkowskis, one of Britain's few hoarding experts, to talk to Richard.
Hello.
Oh, hi, I'm Jasmine.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
From my own experience with my mum, the first step towards getting better is actually admitting that you've got a problem.
So, how do you see your problem?
The house is a problem because I haven't got the physical strength to actually get on and sort it out.
OK, but I suppose that what's missing from that is how you feel about this lot.
I'd like to get it sorted and the rubbish I'd like to get thrown out.
Right. And still not quite get how you feel about it.
How do you mean?
I mean, we're sitting here in an icy cold house, surrounded by a lot of stuff, yeah, most of which is not accessible to you. And I'm keen to understand what it's really like to be you. I'm also keen to understand a bit more about how you feel about yourself and about the situation you're in.
I'm sorry, I'm finding it very difficult to see where you're coming from.
One of the possibilities I'm thinking about is that you really try and avoid thinking too much about how you feel. Which would bring us fairly neatly on to what has happened to you.
Right, OK. Difficult childhood, slightly dysfunctional family. There was quite a lot of domestic upheaval, I would say.
When Richard was 13, his father left the family, and Richard's whole life was turned upside down overnight.
It put a lot of stresses on me because I became the man of the house, and, you know, it wasn't a good scene.
No.
And relationships with my father deteriorated quite seriously.
So, pretty horrible all round.
Not the most pleasant of times.
Was money a bit tight at that time?
Yes, it was extremely tight. My mother got heavily into debt, inevitably.
So, does at least some of your ideas about the value of things come from that time?
Yes, it does, probably does. Because I had to be conscious and aware of what things cost. But in my childhood, my parents' divorce and things like that, you've got to move on. You can't live in the past.
No, that's right. I know, but I actually think a lot of this is coming from turmoil that you've gone through. And you're sinking into the quicksand of this stuff, to the point the quality of your life is so poor.
Well, you're asking me, is my life worth living?
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you whether you might consider ending this phase of your life in order to enter one that is not dominated by these huge piles of things.
Clutter. Maybe they are just things, but they have been a part of my life, and I'm not prepared to have somebody come in from outside and take a part of my life
Do you
away.
see this as part of the problem? Because nobody would be taking part of your life away. Your life, these things have taken your life away.
Sure.
That, you know, it's the other way around. And I think it's appropriate that you have some further help with both areas, which I think
I would
are
be
in
quite
touch with.
happy to do so.
Okay.
So how did it go with Richard?
I would be pretty happy with that as a first session. He drew some clear links between some of the pretty awful life experiences he's had and his attachment to possessions. And he's not going to be able to make major changes until he's dealt with some of the issues that we pulled out today.
And have you worked with people in the past who have overcome this kind of level of clutter problem?
Yes. Yeah. No. I wouldn't write him off.
I think we made some progress. I think he tended to be a little bit too oriented on what my past life was. But the work that I'm doing with Heather is probably a lot more practical and useful. But I think there is scope for some more discussion to help me.
Richard will need ongoing treatment if he's to really get to the root of his hoarding. In the meantime, we're going to continue trying to clear his floors and stairs. In St Albans, Alan and Marion have just one day left before the council deadline runs out, and their garden could be inspected.
Do we want all those hangers? No, we don't really have much space for
the wire.
You want the wire?
I don't want to have to go and buy a load of wire. I don't want to have to go and buy anything when I've already got it.
For the first time, Alan's allowing Marion and her friends to go through his things in an effort to meet the deadline.
I feel really terrible, actually, if we can't get the garden finished today. It's really difficult because the more people there are, the less control Alan will feel like he's got, and that just might send him a little bit over the edge.
I mean, you had any thoughts about the china, where the china can go?
I don't know yet, because it's happening so fast.
Well, it's got to, Alan, because it's, you know, there's a day with everybody here.
How are you?
Stressed.
What are you stressing about?
No, it's just you can't work with about 10 people, you know.
Because you can't see what they're all doing, you
No.
mean? Is this definitely for keeping? Because because there's a lot of paper. Can I chuck those?
Stick them in there. Yeah. I'll let you.
Thanks.
Just for today.
What? Only for today? This is your new life, Alan.
Yeah.
Under Alan's supervision, newspapers, wet books and broken bric-a-brac are all going in the skip.
Is that books or? Yeah, it looks like books.
For a long time, Alan wouldn't let anybody else help because he didn't see it as helping at all. So it's amazing that Alan has allowed all these people to come in, and he's doing it not only for necessity, but he's doing it for his family as well.
Plastic can go.
The plastic can go, but you want the wire one. Is that right? Do you want the wire one?
No, that can go.
Right, that can go as well. Right, OK. What about this old video?
No, that can go.
The video can go. Brilliant. Well done.
Fortunes
well done.
made and
Brilliant.
fortunes were lost.
Yep, yep. OK. Right, look, we nearly made it through to this table. That's fantastic.
By the end of the day, 3 skips have been filled. The backyard's still full, but for the first time in 5 years, Marion and Alan have a clear front garden.
Well, here we go then.
Yay! That's great, isn't it? How does it make you feel having all that space now?
Well,
A bit strange, probably.
it's magic.
Oh, really? Really?
Wow.
You have done so well, Alan and Marion.
It's made a vast difference, and thanks to everybody. and their
You're
help.
welcome. You're very welcome.
I'm grateful for what we've done and what help we were given, but it does sort of hurt to see things get thrown away in the skip.
Alan and Marion have cleared enough to avoid prosecution for now. Their house is still stuffed with Alan's things, and most rooms are unusable, but Marion's optimistic.
It started. Something really good has started, I believe. It's been a long time coming. And if Alan thinks it's magical, then maybe we can work some more magic. I'm just delighted. I really didn't think this could happen.
Oh, this is nice. Oh, I'm so lucky to have so many things to choose from. I'm going to keep it for now.
Unlike Alan, Mum's had the benefit of years of therapy, but we're now halfway through her time in the warehouse and she's still struggling to let go of her hoard.
I'm on the verge of a meltdown, to be honest, because I can't see how it's going to work. If everything here had to go back to the house, I would feel totally gutted.
I really like this. I might not let that go. Oh, I really like that. If there was no emotion involved, you know, it wouldn't hurt me to walk away from here and say, I don't need anything. But I can't handle that at the moment. I can't be like that. Remind me again, why do I have to get rid of all my towels?
The same reason why you have to get rid of all
What's
of
that,
your
then?
everything. Because you've got too much stuff, you can't live properly. Remember?
I was kind of agreeing to let these go, even though inside I didn't want to, and
That's okay, you don't.
and yet, and I don't know what to do.
I'm astounded that I thought, oh, we could bring it all to this giant warehouse and spread it all out and display it all nicely, and Mum will be able to just go around and go, oh, I'll just take that one and that one and that one, and the rest can go. I just feel really stupid that I could have even perceived that this would all be done.
Over at Richard's house, progress is just as slow. In the last 10 days, we've bagged a vast amount of rubbish, and you can now see some of the stairs and floors. But Richard's still refusing to let anything be binned until he's gone through it.
So what have you got there, then?
This time last week,
We found this.
I set you a challenge.
Would we get rid of a box of newspapers?
Without looking at them.
And I turned around and I said, well, no, I think I would rather actually glance and I make the decision.
I want you to learn what it feels like to let go without checking, because the checking is what's got you here. Take that leap of faith. Try it.
I really don't know. I don't know how my brain is ticking.
Just that bag.
No. Simple as that.
I can feel it coming. Come on. Come on, give us a yes. No, without looking at it.
No. Out of sheer morbid curiosity, I'm going to take one sample, one out in the middle of the...
OK.
Let's have a look at it. See what's of interest.
Look at it.
Oh,
says,
no.
Look at it. The power of life or death caused by excess newspapers.
Go on.
You are such an angel. Well done. Mwah. Mwah. Well done. That's fantastic. Wow.
I knew it. And actually, you know what, Richard? You won't even think about those ever again.
You won't. You're
That's
a hero.
breakthrough.
Well
That's
done.
amazing.
Well done.
Right.
Go on, superstar. Yay.
Oh, go on. There it goes. Bye-bye, history.
Well done.
Where's my lid?
You should be really, really proud of yourself now.
Oh.
You've taken a big step. So how do you feel now after that first move that you've made?
I feel invigorated because there's a lot of progress has been made.
Do you know what makes me the happiest is the fact that you enjoyed doing that, because you'll get that feeling again.
Going through this experience has been very useful for me. It's quite revealing. It's good to know that there's a possibility that there can be help for me to sort out my life and my home, to get something done, whereas until now I felt there was little hope at all.
There's still a really, really long way to go for Richard, but I think the last couple of weeks has been transformational inside him, because he's been throwing stuff out. He's seen a psychologist, and I hope that this house won't be the death of him.
It's our final day in the warehouse, and at last Mum's managed to push through the pain of having to decide what to keep and what to let go.
That can go. And that goes with that. And that can go too.
Mum's made quick decisions on hundreds of items. She's also let go of scores of boxes without even checking the contents.
It's just unprecedented, and so it's great. It's absolutely just out of this world amazing. Maybe she's deciding, you know what, time is more valuable, my space at home is more valuable, and it doesn't mean that much to me anyway, so just let it go. There's still some work to do, but my God, we've made a massive dent in all the stuff. So I couldn't ask for more, really. I would never, ever have believed that Mum would get to that stage. Never. Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I'm trying to be brave. I'm trying to be brave. I don't feel as if I've got rid of enough. But, you know, never give up hope.
They're off. Say bye to your stuff, Mum.
Stuff you. I've probably parted with about 50% of my belongings. Strangely enough, I don't miss the things that have gone. So it's quite odd. The problem is I'm still a hoarder, and in order to stay in control of it, I still need help.
Most of what Mum's kept is upstairs, but the ground floor is clear enough for her to have the family round for dinner for the first time in 8 years. It's hard to believe that this is the same house.
Hello.
Hello, come in.
It looks so great, doesn't it?
The White House. The future for this house will be more laughter and happiness, hopefully. That's what I'd like. It's really nice to have you all here.
Oh, sure.
And you've all worked so hard.
Nice to
I'm
be
really
here.
grateful. You're really lovely. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for doing it, Mum.
Well done,
Sticking
Mum.
at it, yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a nice feeling to feel like home really exists. That's really nice. That's the best part of this, actually.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Oh, thanks, Mama. Thanks, everyone.
Richard has now employed someone to help him clear his house and plans to continue psychological treatment. Alan has allowed Marion and her friends to carry on working on their back garden. And I've learnt that hoarding is not a lost cause, but it does need to be recognised as a specific condition that people need help with. There is light at the end of the tunnel, even for some of the biggest hoarders. I'm Jasmine Harman, and I've lived with my mother's compulsive hoarding all my life.
I'm telling you, I'm keeping those. If that isn't with your agreement, then we have to fall out.
With help, my mum's made huge improvements, and now I want to help other hoarders around the country who are living in terrible conditions.
I'm feeling desperate because I can't cope with it.
This isn't me. This isn't me living like this.
I am shocked. It's literally a wall of stuff.
These are people who have lost their homes and lives to hoarding.
It's going to feel like you can't make it, and that's totally normal.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to spend the rest of your years with this hanging over you?
Sorry, I can't do it.
I want hoarders up and down the country to realise they aren't alone.
Get rid.
You can't
Well,
use
I
them,
really-
so that's a good
yeah.
decision you've made. I'm really proud of you.
Oh.
And that with the right help, their lives can improve too.
Really good to have my space back.
Look what I have found. The things that I've found that I never actually knew that I had.
I've got something wrong with me, which lots of other people have got, and it can be cured.
This year, hoarding disorder has been recognised as a distinct psychological condition. Despite the official recognition, families like mine are still living with the shame and secrecy of hoarding.
Oh, this blasted door.
Up to 3 million people are suffering, and there are few places they can turn for help. 87-year-old Olive has lived in this 3-bedroom semi-detached council house in Brighton since 1933. Her home is so full that she's forced to spend most of her day outside.
I can't bear to throw away anything that can be recycled. I might see it lying about on the road and pick it up and bring it back. If I wanted a pram and I saw a decent pram, you know, yeah, bring it back. I don't hoard. I keep stuff that will be used again.
The inside of Olive's house is full to the brim with thousands of plastic bags, old furniture and clothes.
That's all aluminium. That can go there.
She can't cook or use the bathroom at home, so gets her meals from the community centre where she also washes.
I want it sorted out to be able to live in it. I mean, it's not a place that you can invite anybody in because you can't get in there. Toby, where's your ball? Oh, somebody's taken that. Taken it and recycled it. That's me, I expect.
I'd come across Olive in newspaper articles about the various battles she's had over her recycling. They mentioned that the interior of the house was also badly hoarded. She's agreed to meet me, but I don't know how she'll receive me.
Hello.
Oh,
you must be Olive.
Hello.
You're doing all your recycling?
Yes. It's such a muddle from the wind last night, and this was normally in a proper order.
Olive has never married or had children, so has no family to support her. She has only limited sight and is registered blind.
Do you spend a lot of time here at home?
No, not now. I'm out most of the time. Have to be out. I've got no means of cooking.
What about hot water? Have you got hot water?
No, it's all cut off. It's all turned off.
How would you feel about showing me around inside a little bit?
Well, you couldn't go in there because I don't know what it's like.
What do you mean?
Well, I've not been able to go in since all this was piled up.
But you sleep inside?
Oh, of course I do. Yeah. I've got a bedroom. I sleep upstairs, yeah.
Olive believes a move into temporary accommodation 13 years ago lies at the heart of her problems. She feels that when she was moved back home, the council failed to put her possessions back properly, and this ultimately created the current chaos.
And that's nothing to do with recycling.
No.
That's the council.
Although Olive is reluctant to let anyone see inside her house, she agrees to let me have a look behind the door to see the scale of the problem.
Oh, hello. Who's that? Who is it? Who is it? Not, wait a minute. Not inside.
Say again?
No, I don't want you to go in there.
Oh, no, I was just seeing if I could have a look.
No,
no.
Don't want you to go in there. No.
Almost immediately, I find out just how sensitive Olive is about strangers seeing inside her house.
Hello. I don't know who the devil that was. I can't hear. Won't be a minute.
That's all right. I don't know how she gets in and out in there. It's literally a wall of stuff. I am shocked. I think it was the first. It's definitely worse than my mum's house ever was. Can I ask you, Olive, you know, would getting into your house more easily be important to you?
I don't like living in that. It's like a muddle, really.
Okay.
Couldn't be happy, could you? Eh?
What?
I mean, you couldn't be happy. I mean, poor cat has to you know.
Never mind poor cat, yeah, but what about poor you, 87 years old, climbing up a mountain?
Well, it keeps me fit.
Olive has lived in this house virtually all of her life, but now she's unable to access most of the rooms due to her hoarding. Each night she literally climbs over a wall of clutter to get to bed. The only way to access her home will be to somehow get the hallway emptied and sorted into a separate space.
I was thinking if you take some stuff out, if we could create a space outside where things could be kept dry, we could do some sorting outside maybe.
Well, I want to get it cleared out.
I want to get it cleared.
Yeah.
It's been really nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting me have a peek inside. I will see you soon.
Do you want me to come up?
No, it's all right. Bye, Toby.
Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
I cannot get my head around it. It's more hoarded, if that makes sense, than any other house that I've seen. It seems like I'm on the back foot with it before I've even started. She's deep down very ashamed of the inside of the house and scared because she hasn't been into the kitchen or the back room or even the front room for years. She doesn't know what's there. The only one that's been through there is the cat. So God knows what's through there.
I've been contacted by someone whose experience of hoarding reminds me very much of my own. In South London, Vicky and her brother have lived with their mum Janet's hoarding since they were small.
In here is my mum's room.
In their 3-bedroom maisonette, the family squeezed through Janet's piles of possessions, trying to live a normal life. Vicky is a full-time student who looks after the household finances and works 12 hours a week in a part-time job.
Even if I had a friend to say, we would like to come around to your house, I would actually tell them, my mum's busy, she doesn't want anyone in the house, or try and make up lies. Who would want to bring someone here? It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
I used to be too ashamed to invite people to my hoarded house when I was growing up, so I decided to meet Vicky at a cafe.
Have you ever tried to clear things out before with your mum?
Not really. Even me, if I wanted to clear out my clothes, I'm not allowed to. She says, I need to have her permission to clear out my own clothes.
That is exactly the same as when I was living at home. I was not even allowed to clear out my own possessions.
Yeah.
And if I threw something out in the bin, if I had
she will take it back out.
Then it was soon back inside the house.
But it's frustrating, but all you can do is laugh.
And if you don't laugh, you just cry.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
I mean, what kind of thing do you think would be helpful for your mum?
Support.
In what kind of support?
In terms of counselling. That's the main thing, so she can realise, just help and support in terms of that.
Vicky's mum Janet arrived in England from Nigeria almost 25 years ago. She has limited English and is being treated for depression. Like many hoarders, she's become very used to living in chaos.
Hello.
Hi.
So is this where you spend most of your time, Janet, in here?
No, not really. Not really.
Where do you spend your time when you're indoors?
In the sitting bedroom.
In your bedroom?
Because I suffer from depression.
Are you all right with having me here?
Yes, I'm fine.
And what do you think? Do you think there's anything that could help you feel better?
Oh, let's see as it goes. I need help.
Oh, well, hopefully we can help.
Okay.
Hopefully we can help you.
Okay.
Janet's house has hundreds of suitcases full of clothes and materials from Nigeria. She also hoards blankets, duvets and childhood toys.
So this is your mum's room, is it?
Yep, this is her room. I don't know.
So she just has a little bit of the bed to sleep on.
Wow, she used to have more space than that.
This is kind of similar to my mum's bedroom when she used to just have a little bit of the bed that was available, all the rest of everything around was piled up, and then it went up into the corner, but right up to the ceiling, and then it spread and spread.
This is my room.
Okay.
Not all of it is my stuff.
Okay.
She added the tables. It was so much clearer before, but I was like, I can't be asked to talk anymore.
This is an area, I mean, if we're going to try and do some stuff in the house, maybe we could do your room.
That's what I thought at first. So she can set example. Look at this room, maybe my room could be like that.
Do you know, when you live with something, you stop seeing, you stop noticing. And I think that is very true of hoarding. So you live with it all around you and you stop seeing it. Janet's hoarding is causing massive pressure in the family home. The way Janet's house is right now is the way my mum's house was when I lived at home. And after I left home, it got a lot worse than that. That could happen in exactly the same way with this family as it did with my family, if it's left unchecked. A couple of weeks after first meeting her, I'm going to see Olive in Brighton again to see if she really is ready to change. Olive has agreed to let us put up a large tent outside where the stuff from her hallway can be sorted. I've asked Andy Honey, who has worked with extreme hoarders before, to help.
Are you OK me just temporarily moving these? Just going to pop them here for a second. Just so
yeah, I don't care where you put them.
Then we can put the markers straight down the edge of the wall here.
Oh, you're going to do it on this side, yeah?
Yeah.
So do you want me to... I could be getting a few bits ready.
Yeah, that would be
now.
great.
Yeah. You know, at a leisurely pace.
This bit I can do. Look, here, you don't...
I'm moving, making my hips slim.
I'll push it down here. Oh, there we go.
We're in.
We're in.
Done it so well.
Olive appears to be really motivated to get things moving and much happier allowing me to go inside. But what confronts me is even more daunting than last time.
There's some there.
Do you know what, Olive?
Yeah.
It's even higher than it was before.
Oh, yeah, because
I could see through to the kitchen before.
I've got food stuff in there.
Oh.
All that
But
stuff.
here, before, I could see right through to the kitchen. And now I can't see, unless I've shrunk.
No, all I can say is that I could have thrown stuff up there.
With the scale of the task even bigger than I thought, I'm keen to get Olive clearing.
So, did you want to start getting some stuff out while it's nice and dry and sunny and won't get wet?
Not really. First off, I've got to leave some recycling out tonight, and so I must do that.
What have you got to do?
Make sure there's no tin.
Oh.
Yeah. Long process. Well, not really.
Olive has recycled since the war and has been in conflict with the authorities about it for decades. My worry is that her constant recycling is distracting her from clearing.
Yeah.
This routine of the recycling is what Olive does day in, day out. But it is definitely partially avoidance with what she's got at home. The rest of that is all tin.
Have a look.
Oof.
Is it all tin? Yeah?
Yeah, it's all tin.
All dripping?
Yeah. It's a bit rank. I'm just getting a bit slightly anxious about the fact that it's going to get dark and we won't have been able to get much done in the hallway.
Oh, yes, we will. Won't take long,
It won't take long?
Olive has a vast amount of recycling to sort through. It's mostly tins and packaging she picks up from the street.
How are you feeling about getting started in the hall?
Oh, just going to get started, that's all.
Fab.
Not
Let's do it. Right, food?
I don't know, I think so.
Let me check.
I've got to have this.
Yes, of course.
I can't have that out in the tent. That is partly food and partly something else.
Shall I have a look and take out the food
no,
and leave it there?
No, just leave it because I know what's there.
Yeah.
I know.
Shall I leave it with your other bag that's got to stay as it is?
Yeah, leave that as it is.
All right.
Once Olive finally gets round to some clearing, it's at a very leisurely pace.
I found me breakfast cereal.
Oh, good.
I've been looking for that for a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
But if you want me to go in, I can
You
see
can't
probably.
get in there.
No, I mean instead of you.
No, I'd rather do it because I know how stacked stuff.
Okay.
So I'll get some more paperwork.
Okay, if you want.
We're nearing the end of getting this stuff out here because it's all falling down.
I think that if she would let you or me go in and move stuff out,
Yeah.
obviously we could do it in a day.
And I can leg it backwards and forwards. I've brought a sack barrow down with me as well.
Yeah.
So, because she's got loads of boxes in that front room. It's
It's just the hallway that we've
yeah.
really got to tackle.
Hello, Tobe. Are you fed up? Eh? Are you fed up, babe? Eh? Right, come and have a look at the tent before it gets too dark.
Okay. That's your paperwork there so far.
Paperwork there.
Doesn't look so much now, does it?
No. Anyway, I'm going in. I'm not stopping out here, it's cold.
Well, that's what I was worried about. That's why I thought it'd be better to do it indoors.
One day in, and Olive's hallway looks largely unchanged.
Come on. It would have been easier when the stuff was here to have done this.
I leave her, climbing the mountain of rubbish to get to bed.
See, the stairs are clear there. It's just...
I'm back in South London to see Janet, and I immediately sense the tension upstairs.
How are you getting on with Victoria?
Victoria starts screaming, shouting on my head today. This morning she starts shouting again.
Have you been arguing since I've been gone away?
No.
You've been getting on all right until today?
Until today she started.
Vicky has been to the council to sort out Janet's rent, narrowly avoiding eviction for the family and missing her university course in the process.
Sometimes you say things that you
don't
mean in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I've asked Dr. Caroline Wells, a clinical psychologist specialising in hoarding and family issues who I've worked with before, to come and talk to them. I want to see if she can help the family build some bridges.
Vicky, what about you? What's it like for you?
It's been very frustrating, like, living here, but then you want to move out, then you want to stay because you're worried that if you move out, things will be worse, or that's how I feel. I'm only living here because I don't want things to go worse. And I'm trying to help you, but you don't even see that I'm helping you. Like, I had to miss uni today just to sort out. That's the only reason why I was shouting, because you don't listen to what I was saying. Maybe at first I don't shout at first, but then when you carry on not listening, that's when my temper goes higher.
Don't want to move. You want to move?
But you can't move.
Why?
She wants to move to a bigger house. That's what she said. She said she wants to live in a bigger house because there's no space in here. But then at the same time, this house is really big.
So you sort of think even if you had a bigger house, your mum would fill it anyway?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there is something or a way that you would like to be helped, either by Vicky or by someone else, or, you know.
No one is there, I have to help me. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to say. If I leave, who is going to help you? If I leave, who's going to help pay the stuff or even support you in trying to sort out your house and stuff? That's what I always say to you. And that's why I'm still here.
Being amongst the tension which hoarding brings to any household really takes me back to my own childhood and the stress I felt with my mum. I mean, I don't know how you keep a brave face on throughout the whole stuff.
Before I used to think that back over the years, I used to think my mum hated me. I used to think she never loved me. Like, because she's never, like, hugged me or given, she's always saying negative stuff. But over the years, when I started to understand and research, I've, like, realised that she does. Or else I won't be clothed, I won't be sheltered.
I mean, I remember the days when I was living at home, I'd get so frustrated with my mum and we'd have screaming matches, you know, we'd have massive rows. She would blame me, I would blame her. But she's still my mum. She's still your mum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just so frustrating. And can see how frustrating it is for Vicky. This is hurting her. And, oh gosh, the whole thing today, like the row that they had, Vicky was trying to prevent them from being evicted. She is the parent in this situation. And those kind of things used to happen all the time to me. Vicky's strained home life brings back so many memories of my own upbringing. My mum filled our 5-bedroom house to the brim with her possessions throughout my childhood. But with a lot of help, she's made amazing progress. And this year is the first time in a decade we can celebrate Christmas with her in her home. The fact that we can all go there, we can sit around a table and have Christmas dinner as a family there. I couldn't have even imagined that. You know, if you had said to me 3 years ago or 4 years ago that we'd be doing this, I'd have laughed. I know Mum's been working really hard to get things ready for us all to go round there, and, you know, this is something special. I really want Mum to understand just how proud I am of the journey she's made to this point and for her to enjoy the day with her family.
Hi, Mum. Hello. Merry Christmas. Cheers.
Cheers.
Even though, you know, it's not perfect, at least it's better than having it in your old bedroom.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. Got all that nice story.
I do think that you've done amazingly well. When I look at this house compared to what it was like, I mean, can you remember what it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago? We wouldn't even been able to stand here. Have you missed any of that stuff that's gone? Have you?
A few things that I remember, and I think, oh, I want to look at that now.
Have you been bringing more stuff in there to the house?
Well, yeah, but not so much stuff, and I have got rid of some.
Are you able to deal with it better then?
Sometimes, but not all the time. Raw cooking classes.
3-course dinner masterclass.
That's lovely, thank you very much. At least that won't take up space.
Exactly.
Enjoying Christmas with Mum like this really gives me hope that Vicky and Janet and Olive might be able to do the same in their homes one day.
Now, I'd say
this is almost normal.
Almost. Yeah. Almost. Almost normal. But who wants to be normal?
Almost clear. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
As the winter begins to bite in Brighton, Olive is still working with me and Andy at her own pace to move her hoard from the hallway so she can access her living room and kitchen. As ever, she wants to make sure she checks every single item.
What's in there?
There was another newspaper.
Yeah, but I've probably put it in there for a reason.
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That bag, okay. But that bag was falling apart, so I'll put it in another bag for you. Is that all right? Okay, it's a bit wet, though. Is that what you...
Although Olive is vetting everything that leaves the hall, the fact that she's open to letting me in shows how much progress she's made.
Which one's going in, one at a time?
I'll go.
Because you won't get more than one.
No, well, no, exactly.
Take that in.
Well,
fill it up.
I'm going to fill it up.
Brilliant.
That's a bag of clothes. There we go. Chuck us another bag.
After many weeks of working with her, I realise how huge this whole process is for her.
We've made a little bit of headway now, and we're trying to get through that way. I've managed to get quite a lot off the top and get through there, but it looks, to be honest, let me see if I can reach. It looks, no, I can't quite reach, pretty full back there as well. My big worry is that I don't think Olive's going to be able to let much go. I mean, maybe she'll come round, but right now she still wants to keep everything. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to do.
Given any opportunity, Olive will always return to her first love of recycling. Her biggest thrill is when she can exchange her tin for money, which she gives to charity. So when Andy offers to take a load of cans to the recycling plant, she jumps at the chance.
Oh, thank God I'm going to get rid of those cans.
It'll make it a bit easier emptying out the other end if it stays dry.
Olive started her recycling when she was in the Navy during the war, when make do and mend was a way of life.
You had 165 kilos.
What? 165 kilos? Good gracious.
A lot.
How much?
£29.50.
Oh, good. Only I'm buying this thing for the St John's ambulance for the homeless. Yeah, thank you very much. So all day's hard work has been rewarded because they've now been recycled.
Raising money from her recycling is what keeps Olive out in freezing temperatures in the garden, painstakingly categorising her cans, whilst inside her house gets overrun.
Help me along. Be good. And don't let anyone come in, will you? I'm not loopy. I'm not loopy. He's just someone to talk to.
I wanted to remind her just how much she's helping the causes she donates to and to really find out what that means to her. She's been commended for her efforts at one local charity, but she's never seen the plaque they've put up in her honour.
Thank you. Right, in we come. And this is where we look, do we?
Oh, let's have a look. There you are. Brighton PDSA Pet Aid Hospital expresses sincere gratitude to Olive Taylor, who funded their pharmaceuticals throughout 2001. Wow! That must make you feel incredibly proud.
Amazing, yeah. I can't believe that I am actually on there.
The more time I spend with Olive, the more I realise just what an extraordinary life she lives.
I've got to climb up some short ass. There we are.
Although she's never been married, Olive has told me she lost her fiancé in the war.
If Roland hadn't got killed in the war, I would have been married when I was 21. We wanted 7 children, and because I was an only child, and there were a big family of Roland, 7, and we didn't know anything about sex. We didn't even know how it happened. You see, that was, what, 70 years ago, see, wasn't it? 70 years ago.
So after Roland died, you never met anybody?
I didn't want to know men, you know. Roland had died, and There's nobody like him, you know, as well when you're young and you get engaged. That's what it's like, isn't it, you know?
Bye, Olive.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Come on, Tobe. Right. Oh, it's cold. Cold when you come in here. What?
I just really enjoyed hanging out with Olive today. She's had such a fascinating life, and you just kind of think, how on earth have you managed to get into this dreadful situation? But then also when she was talking about her fiancé who died, but she never found anyone quite like him. And what's going through my mind when she's saying that is, my God, that is a massive hole in your life that you're trying to fill with all this stuff.
In South London, Vicky is managing to keep her mum's hoarding out of her bedroom, while Dr. Caroline Wells is working more practically with Janet in the rest of the house.
Janet, are you gonna keep that, or can we make space by giving that to a charity shop?
Put it inside here.
In the charity shop?
Yeah.
Okay, well done. Fantastic, look at all that space you've just made. How does it feel?
It's nice. It's not
good?
Yeah. It's not bad.
It's a big deal. It's really good.
Despite some progress, as the sessions continue, the same old wounds are quickly opened between mother and daughter.
How do you feel that we've progressed along that goal? Do you feel you've got a bit more space to dance around if you want to?
In my room, yes.
What's it like seeing Vicky's room like this?
It's nice.
Yeah. Are you happy for her to have this room, or does it make you feel a bit uneasy?
It's good. It's good like this.
Yeah.
Now I understand that in order for her to be able to tidy or get rid of some of the stuff is to do it together.
So Vicky will help you clear stuff if you want her
I'll
to.
be Caroline.
She can be Caroline, she can be me.
Why are you giving me some dirty look?
And she can help you, you know, if you want to do it by yourself, that's fine, or if you want to do it by yourself.
So that means she doesn't want me to do it then? I see your face already saying you don't want me to do it. I just find it really difficult. Sorry, I can't do it.
What happened to her? She's crying.
What do you think about listening to
I don't know.
Vicky sort of saying that she, you know, wants to communicate with you and have a relationship, and it's tricky, isn't it? I'm gonna go and see if she's okay, okay?
All right.
Yeah?
Okay.
It's tricky to talk about her.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard. It's very complicated because I don't want to turn out like this. I don't want to be living like this.
Plastic?
Yeah, no, keep.
It's brittle, look, it's snapping.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
get rid of it.
At Olive's, 2 months in, and despite checking everything, she's making good progress.
Well, it's been slow and but steady. So it's doing it Olive's way, because if she's not happy, she'll tell you where to go anyway and clear off. So, but we are getting there. It's just taking.
We've lost a tin of tuna.
We've lost a tin of tuna.
I don't think.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got another
that's
one.
marmalade there. That can be used.
July 1998.
That's all right.
That's not all right.
Of course it is. It's only sugar.
15 years out of date.
No, it's only sugar.
Hi, Olive.
Hello.
And when I arrive, I'm amazed at what's been achieved inside.
Well, you haven't got as much stuff behind the door as you had before. You couldn't even open the door last time I was here.
Couldn't we?
No. This is amazing. The fact that we're both stood here.
3 of us.
In your hall.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a miracle.
It is, isn't
actually.
It?
And
have you think? Sorry,
it was up to here.
Yeah, and all the wallpaper was on the top of it.
And you can get to the light switches and, and the stairs. You can actually see the stairs.
Even though it's real progress, when I go to the tent, it becomes clear where everything has gone.
So this is all of this in here just come out of your little hallway.
Yeah.
I think it would be quite a good idea to do a bit of taking stuff out and a bit of taking stuff out of here as well, like sorting it, letting it go on to where it's got to go, because otherwise you're going to run out of space in here and then you won't be able to do any organising because it will be too full. Do you see what I mean? We don't have to if you don't feel like it today.
Well, I can't be bothered today.
You can't be bothered?
Not today. No, not really, not today.
Do you think there'll be a day that you can be bothered?
Well, I would rather clear the stairs so it's a clear space than start going through stuff here.
The thing is, whilst it's like this, you've actually got room, haven't you, to work in here or to work, once we get through to the back room, to work in there and do the sorting.
Well, no, I don't think you can sort it inside. You've got to bring it out.
Go on, see if you can think of another excuse to get out of it.
Well, it's no good of sorting stuff here if we don't know where it's got to go.
I'm worried Olive is merely moving her hoard from one place to another. Like many hoarders, she's being a perfectionist about clearing, when in reality it will be better just to sort stuff to go and stuff to stay. Back inside the house, she lets me see upstairs for the first time, and it's a whole other world of hoarding.
Where are you?
I'm up here.
How far?
I'm just on the landing.
Oh, you're on the landing. You squeeze through. That's where
So I can see your bathroom there.
That's where I used to feed Toby.
Upstairs is every bit as bad as the hallway. Of the 4 rooms up here, 3 are inaccessible, including the bathroom. Every space is packed with clothes, plastic bags and old furniture. Although you can just squeeze into Olive's room, only a tiny sliver of bed is left free.
And that's where you sleep, is it?
I sleep, it's a double bed, but I use it as a single bed.
It's only about that long, the bit that you've got to lie on.
It's not.
Do you put your legs up?
I can put my feet right down.
It's hard to imagine that Olive grew up in this house and that these rooms were once her childhood bedroom and her parents' room.
My dad, he was lovely. He really was. I mean, when I had homework, he would make me sit there until I'd done it. Then he'd check it for me. If there was something he thought wasn't, good grammar or something, he'd say, "Now, my girl, just sit there, read your thing through, and see what mistakes you've made."
So you worked
And
it out
I
for
used to
yourself.
say, "Oh, Dad, you are awful. Whatever I do, you find I've made a mistake." Well, he said, "I'm never perfect." And he said, "You're not perfect." He said, "You've got to learn by your mistakes." I can remember he used to make me sit at that table in the back room.
That was here, in this house? Oh.
Yeah.
But what would he think?
Oh, my God, what's the hell's happened with this house? Can't have this. We'll sort this out.
What advice would your dad give to you now about changing things around the house if that's what you wanted to do?
Well, I just would want to do what he'd want to do, clear everything out and put it back in the right place. And anything that we didn't want, find a source to give it to.
Thank you for letting me come and have a look upstairs, Olive.
Well, it's not much to see.
No, but it's interesting to see.
Only wallpaper falling off everywhere,
Yeah.
and cobwebs.
I'm the first person Olive has let see upstairs in her house in decades. I know from my own experience with my mum's hoarding how difficult that first step is.
And you needn't be ashamed, and you shouldn't be ashamed.
I am, because my parents wouldn't, would be disgusted to think that I was living like that.
It's probably quite painful to think that your parents would be disgusted with you. You wouldn't want to think about it, so it's much easier to, do the normal day-to-day stuff. I do feel bad for Olive, because today she told me that she was ashamed of her house, and I don't think she should be ashamed. And she is now accepting help, which is a massive step forward. And I think in the future, she'll be able to access other help as well.
Four months since starting work with Janet in South London, Caroline and I are making one further push to get things moving out of the house.
You will never need all these duvets.
How many do you count?
I've put up already about 6 duvets into the attic.
Caroline works on Janet's attachment to the hundreds of items of clothing and bedding she hoards. And I work with Vicky on getting rid of her unwanted clothes.
It's good that your mum's doing something.
Yeah.
Right, that's a big breakthrough already, so let's not forget that.
I feel that we're just sort of moving stuff from one side of the room to the other.
Yeah, she does a lot of moving stuff all the time.
Does she?
Yeah, it's like it's a job, even at night, for no reason. Stay there, bags. Yeah.
While Vicky and I get on with clearing clothes from her room, Janet responds by having a dramatically different reaction to Caroline's therapy.
Do you want to get rid of those shoes?
Yes, yeah.
Hey, that's the first pair of shoes you've thrown away. What's that like?
Oh, no problem. It's heavy. It's heavy. I say it's heavy. It's fine.
All this can go?
Yeah.
Like sporty, dancey type stuff. Patterned leggings, jeans, pattern leggings.
Danny said that all the luggage and everything that's in them in the living room can go. That's what she said.
For the first time, Janet seems genuinely motivated to clear some of her huge hoard from the house.
I hope she meant it.
Strike while the iron's hot. Janet, amazing.
Yeah, how are you?
Impressed. I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine.
You're doing really well. So am I right, did I hear right, that the luggage and everything in them can go to the charity shop?
It's fine, it's fine.
That's brilliant.
What's in
All
here?
the suitcase, all the suitcase.
All the suitcase? Yeah. Nah, you're talking.
So this stuff, it's not your clothes. Can I take this in the car to the charity?
Okay, let me. Yeah?
Yes?
Yeah. Thank you.
Janet! Give me a high five, girl. Are you tired now?
We're getting rid of this whole suitcase. Janet's being amazing and realising that actually it's weak, it's broken, it can go.
Yes.
With everything in it.
Yes.
Let's take one end each.
Yeah.
You take
I'll take the other side.
I got this.
Tomato you, tomato you. That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you. And that one?
Yeah.
Another suitcase down.
Yeah, we finished.
Finished?
Yeah.
We can put this whole bag to the charity?
Yeah.
Gosh, Victoria, How happy do you think Victoria's going to be?
She's happy.
She is happy. You've made her happy.
I'm shocked at the same time, but I've always believed that it would happen.
Your mum is being amazing.
Yes, Mum, you're amazing. You know that? Did you know that, Mum?
Over the course of the day, we cleared dozens of bags and suitcases from Janet's.
I think she maybe saw you and she was motivated by you and inspired by you.
From me clearing out my stuff.
You know, we left her to her own devices a little bit, and I think once she started clearing, she then got into a real role of it and started to feel that space. Like she said, it feels less heavy, and that's just, I think that was great.
I can't even describe what a big thing this is. It's like somebody turned on the light and she suddenly realised that it was easy to let go of stuff.
And there's huge progress in Brighton too. Olive has made it to the back room and kitchen for the first time in over 16 years.
15 denier tights.
God, they're old. Hey, don't see that being there. Pinafore dress, look. Colour. Probably my mum's. Ha ha, ha ha. Look what I have found. My wedding hat.
Was that really? But you didn't get married?
No, it's my hat I wear at a wedding.
I see what it looks like. Oh, look.
I've come to see for myself how the house has changed and to find out how much of the hoard she's actually getting rid of.
Oh wow, we've broken through to the back. Oh my word, but we're in the back room.
Yeah.
This is a lovely sunny room, isn't it, Olive?
Oh yes.
When's the last time that you were able to just walk through the hall and come and use this room?
1996.
What did it feel like the first time you were able to just walk into this room after all those years?
Well, I couldn't believe it. I thought, where's all this stuff come from? Where, you know, how's all this got in here?
So was this a bit of a shock?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because I've no idea.
What it all is?
No.
Or
it's obviously mine, I suppose.
OK, so the plan is then to get rid of the stuff that you don't want once you've gone through everything. But there's the vast majority of everything that came out of that hall is now in the tent, isn't it, in the back garden?
3/4, yeah.
3/4.
And 1/4 is recycled, yeah.
I mean, I think it's quite fair to say, apart from recycling, all we've really done is move stuff from here to the tent, isn't it? We haven't started sorting yet. And you haven't been in this room for so many years, it sort of begs the question, do you actually need any of the stuff that's in here?
Of course I do.
Well, you haven't needed it over those last however many
No, but
years.
it's my mother's stuff. I've lived in this house since I was 8.5 years old, and there's a lot of memories in it. And
so there's stuff in here that you really treasure?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Photographs, but whether they're still here or not, I don't know.
With the marquee outside slowly filling up and a house full of treasures that's captivating Olive inside, I'm worried about how she'll ever start reducing her hoard. Janet and Vicky are progressing well at home, but I want to bring them away from the house to see if it's easier for them to bond. Vicky's passion is singing, but she's never sung in front of her mum. I want Janet to see her daughter in a different light.
Recognise that voice?
He's Victoria.
On the track, ay, 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 yeah. Remix. a favor. It is the only way it's gonna get you higher. If you don't got it, if you didn't get it. Yeah, yeah, I know I'm getting better. I know I'm getting higher. Na 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 na. I keep on going, I keep on moving, never stopping like I know the tire. I keep on going.
You must be very proud of her.
Moving, never stopping till I retire. Wow, I haven't seen my. It feels weird seeing my mum here.
Why?
I'm happy.
Show off. Now you had your turn.
Do you know what it was? It was amazing. Like I never thought I would have the courage to actually sing in front of her. And I think we need to like have a bit more of a bond when we go out together. We rarely do that. But obviously it's time. I know Rome is not built in one day, but there's potential. We can definitely build this relationship and bond again.
It will be slow progress, of course. It's, you know, it's not a quick fix. It's not something that Janet can change overnight. But I think with Vicky's support and understanding and ongoing therapy, Janet can make some big changes. And instead of always being preoccupied with everything that's going on in the house, hopefully she can start to enjoy her children and feel proud of them and appreciate what they are doing for her as well. And be a mum to them.
Yeah, you can sing that
She's
I've come to Brighton for one last visit.
Hi, Olive.
Andy and I are continuing to help Olive reacquaint herself with the house she lost to her hoard.
You've got about 5,000 tea bags in there.
Oh,
They're Thai food tea bags as well.
Yeah, we'll keep them in there.
When do we want to actually start throwing some things out, Olive?
I told you I'm not throwing anything out till I've gone through them. They'll all go out in the tent.
That's one thing I know you've always got plenty of, Olive, is bags.
What I want is for her to participate in doing it herself. I want her to be able to make the decisions, and I want her to be able to maintain the progress that she's made and keep moving forward. Otherwise, the whole thing's pointless. So, although it sort of seems like we haven't got that far, I think it's been huge. This is huge for Olive.
Can you read that to me?
Yeah, of course I can.
Where's it from?
31st of December 1963. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Taylor, thank you for your letter. My mother and I are so sorry to hear Mrs. Taylor is unwell, and we hope she will.
Oh, that was when she first had a stroke.
Was it?
She had a stroke there. Let's have a look in here.
Okay, ready.
I think they're my sheets. Yeah, I reckon these are my sheets when I was engaged. The navy ones. That was my bottom drawer. That was my bottom drawer. God, it's the truth.
It's like an Aladdin's cave.
Yeah. Hello, sweetheart. Are you coming in? He's my best friend. Faithful friend. Is it coming to bed? Really? Yeah. You go to bed. Good boy. That's it. Good night. Good boy. My mum. Night night.
Hopefully she will realise that she doesn't really need that stuff. And actually it's just weighing her down. She can let go of it, she can be free. That's what I hope for Olive.
Put that up there. Now.
I hope that it will be the start of something for Olive, that she will carry on down this new road and eventually get somewhere that's a lot happier place for her.
Yeah, nice and cosy, ready to go to sleep after having a busy day. I'm just waiting to finish downstairs and then get this lot sorted up here. Night night, Hope.